So, I got some corn. I might be losing a little bit of weight through here. I'm not entirely sure, you know. But what I know is the face, you know, and stuff. To some extent, the arms, but the face specifically is where you lose a lot of the weight from. So if you do lose weight, it's going to mostly be in the face. At first. Once you lose most of the weight out of the face, then you start to lose weight from the belly. And one hack, actually, it's more than a hack. It's actually, it's pretty, it's actually one of those things that's pretty convenient. Nofap, right? You've heard about it. Yeah, I talk about it sometimes. I could make a bunch of motivation videos. I don't know. I could. I don't know. I'll think about that. But basically, when it comes to eating in general, right? Something like corn, you know, and you know, you got different kinds of food, you know, like especially if you're raw, you know, on like you got a frugivorous diet possibly, or you're eating a lot of greens, a lot of vegetables, or you know, really just any kind of food that's not very dense in general. A lot of times, if you're, you know, a person who lives a mainstream lifestyle, that is, these things will have you hungry, it seems, at first, you know, at the very beginning. This is partly due to malabsorption, but it's, you know, there's a lot of other things that it might have to do with. But what I've noticed though is on nofap, how convenient. You know, you can look at any animal around the world. Most of them practice, trust me, at least a week of nofap. I mean, animals are, you know, they're not constantly trying to fuck, essentially. You know, and they don't really, they're not trying to screw trees or anything, but, basically, when it comes to, keeping full, you know, nofap is one of those key ingredients. You know, and this is something I think a lot of people overlook. But I honestly do believe that, yeah, this is one of the reasons why a lot of people overeat. You know, and I mean, you know, there's a couple different problems that could be going on. You know, you might have malabsorption. You might not be eating. You know, fruit might play a role in it. A lot of times, fruit plays a role in it. But you know, and fiber too. You know, Dr. Michael Greger did a study basically where it suggests that our ancestors were eating quite a bit of fiber. You know, our Paleolithic ancestors were eating close to 200 grams of fiber a day, right? Obviously, you know, it might be a little hard to get that from fruit, but that's basically what they had. This doesn't disprove we're frugivores. Obviously, you know, it's our anatomy, our entire anatomy in its whole, right? This is what really proves what our natural diet is, basically. You know, natural climate change has caused us to have to make adaptations that normally we probably wouldn't have to make. But nofap, right? You stay fuller. You don't get real hungry on nofap. You know, there's a lot of times, you know, if you fap a bunch and then you go without eating, you're gonna feel like horrible. You're gonna feel like shit. But the funny thing is, when you do fap, it makes you want really dense ass fucking foods. You know, I mean, have you ever fapped and just wanted some fucking meat? Or wanted some fucking, you know, or wanted a chocolate bar or something? It's a downhill spiral. Not only does it actually not only does it promote being fat, but it you know, it also, you know, PMO and meat kind of go hand in hand, you know, like Gabe has said, you know, before in the past videos, you know, and that's one thing that I've noticed about nofap, you know. And there's a lot of people that attack nofap, you know, because believe it or not, you know, the reason why they attack nofap, it's the same reason why they attack raw veganism. It's the same reason why they attack basically anything that doesn't support an industry. They attack it because it's a threat to their business. They want to make money, right? They don't want a bunch of mucus-free, high-energy, raw vegan, you know, enlightened souls, you know, running around the planet. They just don't want that. And just like they also, you know, nofap. They don't want people to do that. You know, there's a lot of people that there's these studies, right? They call them studies. And there's this one that I honestly think is designed to put down people on nofap. And you got to ignore bullshit like this, because if you listen to these people, they can convince you that this is a bad idea. They say that up to day 7, right, your testosterone is increasing. And on day 7, they say that it's at its highest level, right? But they say that on day 8, it drops back down to normal. They tell you this so you won't do it. But you want me to tell you what actually happens, and people has in these scientific, you know, communities and stuff, they have explained how it's mysterious how it happens. Well, matter cannot be created or destroyed, right? So your testosterone just don't just disappear, does it? No, it doesn't. here is what I've actually heard happens, and I've heard people say this before too. On day 8, the testosterone's no longer in the blood, which is why they can't, you know, they can't, pick up they can't take a blood sample, right, and tell you have high or low testosterone because it's not in the blood anymore. It actually gets absorbed into the tissue. That's right. Tissue. Muscle tissue. You ever noticed on nofap, you don't lose your muscles as easy? You can sit around more, and your muscles kind of just, you kind of stay built. It's the same fucking thing. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is something that a lot of these bodybuilders, they don't want you to know that. Because they're trying to make money. They want you to buy all these, steroids and testosterone and shit. So, they can make money. You don't get, you get no benefits from nofap, and you're also mentally weak from constantly, producing dopamine. It's a perfect downhill spiral for them to make a profit. Do not let them do it. And that's really all I got to say.